What will it look like?
Contrary to popular opinion, I wasn't born this way. Yes, bald. See, I once had a glorious crown of hair, evenly distributed all over my head. You could play hide and seek in there. And just like the thicket I carried around, monikers were in no short supply. I was often referred to as DJ Bush Baby, the king of the jungle. Those were the hay days. And boy, did we make hay while it still shone. But fast forward to the years of the locust invasion. I met my rebirth. Someone once told me that my head reminded them of the scorched earth policy. That I was the embodiment of the biblical burning bush, except in my situation, it was really burning. Remember what Moses did to the Red Sea? Yeah. Oh, hey, Mr. Professor X. I know Dr. Sunshine. Professor X is from the movie The X-Men. You should have the younger folks speak it out for you one of these days. Some charlatans even have the nerve to question the visionary that my mother has always been known to be. Otherwise, she could have chosen Baldwin for a name. Contest chair, fellow Toastmasters, guests, and all you ingrates who still have a crown of hair to boast about, I have come to learn one thing. It's overrated. Now, moving on to the more important, the more hairy, or the lack thereof situation. I remember the day when I took the bold step to fully go out. I spent the previous night asking myself one question. What will it look like? Now, the following day, I came running late to a lunch hour fellowship. And needless to say, I found a fully packed house. Boy, oh boy. Nothing, and I repeat, nothing could have prepared me for the thunderous laughter that clapped me in the face the moment I stepped in that room. Preacher and congregation alike, you'd think they had rehearsed it. And of course, this kept happening every single time I stepped in a new environment. And the mother of all jokes kept giving and giving and giving some more. Knock, knock. Who is there? Hair. Hair who? Hairless. Talking about silver linings, Brian, well, and now you won't be spending that much on bathing soap. My goodness. The jokes kept coming and coming. They were suffocating. I thought they would never come to an end. But guess what? They did. And guess what again? Ladies that now get the opportunity to see DJ Bush Baby on one hand, and on the other, Mr. Baldwin. 10 out of 10 times, I can assure you, have confessed that they wouldn't give DJ Bush Baby a second look. Well, here we are now. In vogue, kids are now scraping their scalps just to achieve a look that nature has freely given. And now, ladies and gentlemen, at the risk of sounding intelligent, may I say, life will always be punctuated by seasons, by change. That is a fact. There is no way about it. And so, woe unto you if every time you are faced with a decision about yourself, your goals, your aspiration, it could even be about your look, you are constantly bogged down by the persistent question, what will it look like? And if you find that every single time the answer to that question is to everyone else but you, then you, my friend, are bound never to be involved. Over to you, contest chair.
I enjoyed your speech because it was very descriptive. That even without us having a chance to see your thicket of hair, we got a chance to imagine how much you had. I enjoyed the good use. I enjoyed the good use of the English language with the descriptions, and the audience enjoyed the humor as we had them laugh and saw them smile during your speech. However, I feel that there were so many characters in your speech. You talked about DJ Bushberry, then you talked about Moses parting the Red Sea. So we would keep imagining the different characters. It would have been nice if we had one strong character going through the entire story. I also wondered what the goal of your speech was. Did he intend to entertain us and make us laugh? Or did he wish to inform us about what we will look like when we become old? I feel that didn't come out strongly. So I wish there was a clear cut between if we are here to get entertained or to get inspired or informed about what we will look like. The last part of your speech was not audible from my seat. I struggled to listen to the last words. But the people close to you seemed to be enjoying, so I wish I would hear everything as clearly as I had during the start of the speech, where there was a lot of energy and a very good use of the different vocal variations, like when you clapped and got our attention. Thank you very much.
What saves a man is taking a step, then another step. Contest chair, Toastmasters, and our esteemed guests, what will it look like if we take another step? Give a round of applause for our guest speaker, Brian Kira. Brian, you started off with a really strong introduction. And I'm not talking about the part where you start with your speech. I'm talking about the part of the title. What will it look like? You started with a question. And we all know that a first impression is a lasting impression. How your speech starts right from the title is very important, and I was hooked right at that moment. You took us through a personal story, and personal stories help us connect with our audience much, much better. The story for Brian was one of how he grew his boldness. The style with which you delivered, Brian, I could feel the boldness on my head. Only that I don't have the privilege. I could feel the clap of laughter that Brian was talking about as he walked into the room expecting, I don't know what you expected, but even if I were in that room, I would have laughed at you. But all I'm trying to express here, Toastmasters and guests, is we could walk the journey with Brian. And here's why. I'll put a question to you. Brian said, what will it look like? And I'll ask you, my audience, what goes without saying in Toastmasters? Irene? It's okay to say pass.
Pass.
Pass. I'll pass to myself. It's the non-verbal, the gestures. Brian had very good use of gestures when he was talking about the boldness on his head, when he was talking about the laughter. But there was also the dramatic expression and hyperbole. For example, where he said, except biblical burning bush, except mine was really burning. The vocal variety and the intonation, I know you're poetic, but in my head I was like, Brian is an artist. I would equate him to a Picasso or a Da Vinci, perhaps. What do I feel we could have done better? Moments of vulnerability need to be expanded on more as they draw in your audience. Otherwise, very well done, very good delivery, and keep going. Over to you, contestant.
May we have a minute of silence for them?
So, as I was meditating upon the speech, I asked myself, what will it look like if I ask all of you this question? Knock, knock.
Who is that?
Hair. Hairless. So, that is how memorable the speech was. Toastmasters, guests, and Brian. That is how memorable the speech was. There was a lot of descriptive language used. Words like charlatans. There were quotes that we used in there about life being about seasons. So, I'm enjoying it while I can. Should I not? I have to. The speech by the speaker, Brian Alex, was incredible. What was even more incredible was his eye contact, his engagement with the audience. Dr. Sunshine, are we together? That is how he engaged you. On this side, he made a lot of eye contact. Then he would make eye contact this side, so he circumnavigated the entire room. That was incredible, in my opinion. What else was amazing? The tone. The tone was soft the entire speech, but it reeled us in. We felt like we were part of it. I'm not sure who else felt they could relate with being hairless. I'm looking around. You can relate? He's volunteering himself about 20 years ahead of his time. What could we improve about the speech? To be honest with you, that was a very hard thing for me to find out. But on the presentation, I feel like we could have used the stage a bit more. Though I have to note that the movements were very intentional. There was no unnecessary movement. That's why you saw the speaker had his hands together most of the time when he would bring it back, bring you back to his presentation. So it was incredible. You can really tell that the speaker is a seasoned masterful. That is one thing I can point out. Then, the overall of it, the preparation was on point, the engagement was on point. I wish we had a few props. I wish we had. Actually, I did not wish. I recommend that the speaker had a few props. If we had a childhood photo of him when he was the king of the jungle with the hair, that would have been incredible. Overall, the speech was amazing. I believe we saw the difference, that the fact that the speaker is a poet. Contestant.
Feedback is like rain, gentle enough to allow you to grow. Brian, you had us in your pocket, listening to the way you described your journey to where you are today being here. You used descriptive words, your hair being thick and somebody could play neat, your heydays. You used very rich language, scorched earth policy. You even took us to listening. You even took us to the Bible, where you talked about the burning bush and referred it to yourself. You even gave a very funny description of your mother. Had she known, she could have called you Baldwin. I enjoyed the way you used your body language. It was so hard to identify something that you could work on. I need to highlight to you, some people were behind you. What if you stood at a position to involve anybody? What if you brought in a prop to quickly put us in the situation where you had a surprise party? You could have had a wig, quickly put it off, and then show us your new self. Or you could have brought a picture to show us who you were before where you are today. I surely did enjoy myself listening to the rich language you used and your curvature in the voice, which kept me looking out for more. Toastmasters.